Hello, welcome to Grade 5 Science Lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 is about changes of states. We have been talking about matter for a long time now. So, matter can change from one state to another. This change can happen either by heating the matter or cooling the matter. If you heat the matter, that particular matter gonna change, and if you cool the matter, that particular matter again is gonna change. So here there is a diagram showing all states of matter that you have learned. We have a gas, solid, liquid, and when a gas is changing to a liquid, right, this is called condensation, and when a liquid is changing to a gas, this is called evaporation, and when a gas is changing to a solid, this is deposition, and when the opposite is sublimation. So when solid is changing to a liquid, that's melting, and the opposite of melting is freezing. Let's start with freezing. So freezing, this freezing, it is a process. It is a process freezing. It is a process, right? This is the process in which a substance changes from liquid to a solid. When a substance is changing from a liquid to a solid, that process is called freezing, and this happens when a substance is cooling, and the temperature at which this substance cools is called freezing point. This is the freezing point. So freezing point, it is the temperature at which a liquid freezes, at which a liquid changes from a liquid to a solid. That temperature is called freezing point. Different substances have different freezing point. Different liquid freezes in different way and at different temperatures. So different substances have different freezing point. For example, water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. So this is the freezing point of water, and this is the freezing point of seawater. You see, the temperatures are different. Why? Is because the seawater is salty. It's like it is not pure, it is impure. There are some salt particles in it. So that's why the freezing point is slightly lower. So when water changes to a solid, it forms what is known as an ice. So we have icebergs. So iceberg is a solid water. Iceberg is a solid water, and air around it contains a gas which is called water vapor. So even at 0 degrees, you see water vapors. So it's like when you open a fridge, you find solid water. At the same time, you find water vapor. So the ocean is the liquid water. So what happens during freezing is this. When a liquid is cooling, particles lose energy, and then the particles move slowly and close together to fill the available space, and hence they form a solid like this one. Another one is the opposite of freezing is melting. So melting, as I have said, that it is the opposite of freezing, and this is the process of changing a solid back to a liquid. When a solid is turning back to a liquid, the process is called melting. So melting, as I have said, that's the opposite of freezing. It happens at a specific temperature called the melting point. So the melting point is the opposite of freezing point. So this melting point is the opposite of freezing point. So melting point, it is the temperature at which a solid melts. So this is the melting point, and this is the definition of melting point. This one. This is the definition of melting point, which is the temperature at which a solid melts. And you should also know that the melting point of ice cube or solid water is 0 degrees. So here there is a practical that I would like each of you to do, because you have all these materials where you are. So the title is which liquid freezes faster. So the materials, you need to have juice. You can choose any juice you want. You need to have water, vinegar, salty water, timer or clock. You can use the timer or clock, or you can use your phone, also your refrigerator or fridge. And the thermometer, if you don't have this one, don't worry, because it's not very important in this practical. Measuring cylinder, if you don't have a measuring cylinder, you can use a small cup or somehow a kitchen spoon, a big spoon, right? And also for beakers or glass cup, or you can use tumblers which are transparent, which you can see inside. So you make your prediction of which liquid freezes faster when you put them in a fridge, and then you measure, or in short, you do the following. You measure 10 mils. If you don't have a measuring cylinder, just use a small cup or use a spoon, so that you get equal amount of this liquid. So don't worry about this. If you don't have this, just use any material you can use to measure the liquid. Make sure the volumes are the same, and then you keep your glass cups or beakers in the refrigerator, and you observe the liquid every 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes you open the fridge, see which liquid is freezing, and then you record the results, which one freezes faster than the other. And you record the time taken for each liquid to get fully frozen. You are going to record time taken for each liquid to get fully frozen. So here is the table which you are going to record your time. So this part is liquid, you write the names of the liquid, and here you write the minutes taken for a liquid to freeze. And this part, don't worry about this part, it's not very much important. Freezing point, this can only work if you have a thermometer. If you have a thermometer, you can measure the temperature of each and every solid substance in the refrigerator. When all those liquids get frozen, you can now take the freezing point. So you record that. But if you don't have the thermometer, don't write anything in this part. Leave the space as they are. So these are the questions that will help you to check if you are really understanding what you're doing. So these are the questions like which liquid started to freeze after 30 minutes, and then you read all the questions up to the last question, which says explain why do people in countries with cold winters sprinkle salt on road. On last question, you can use Google, or you can ask your relative to help you to help you get the correct answer for this. And also, if some of the questions are not really maybe clear, depending on what you are going to do, you can also ask someone to help you so that you get them correctly. If there is any question, you can ask. So this marks the end of the topic.